Yes, Anali, very good afternoon. All of you join quickly. Akshara More, Gaurav Chauhan, Palak Varaskar. Please join quickly. Nutan, Harsh, Prathamesh. So today I am going to discuss this poem. Okay, the Quarrel. Just after in the same lesson, Taros Reward, you will find one poem also. So let me discuss this poem. Okay. So get ready. So, my dear children, let's get started. So, this poem is about siblings, okay, brothers and sisters means who used to often quarrel. Okay, so let's see the quarrel. It's a common for brothers and sisters to quarrel. In your house, those who have siblings, meaning brothers and sisters, used to quarrel or not? I know most of you quarrel sometimes for small matter. Okay, not for very big issues. Just for a pencil, just for an eraser, you sometimes you quarrel. Okay, am I right? You do the same or not? Most of you are doing the same. Although sometimes they may not even be able to say why they quarrel. Okay, so sometimes it happens. So what happened? Often you will find in each and every house. Okay, the reason if you ask, there is no reason. Sometimes reasonless quarrel. Okay, but how long do such quarrels last? How do they end? Sometimes, if you start quarreling with your brothers or sisters, that it may go, in such a way to and with certain extent. Then your mother will come. She will beat you. She may scold you, people. She may say anything. Sometimes, maybe your father. He may, just discuss this matter. He will just blame for all these things to the children, and he will share, try to show his frustration over this quarrel. So it happens. Then if you really search the reason, the matter will be always very petty matter, isn't it? Yes, most of you have given yes ma'am. Yeah, you are right. You are absolutely right. It happens. Even in my childhood also, we did lots of things with my siblings, with my brothers. Okay, so the reason I was not knowing why we were fighting, we were quarreling, but it goes to a certain extent. Then our mother used to come, she used to scold us, then the matter will be stopped. So it happened in the same family also. So let's get started. I quarreled with my brother. I don't know what about. One thing led to another, and somehow we fell out. The start of it was light, the end of it was strong. He said he was right, he knew he was wrong. We hated one another. The afternoon turned black. Then suddenly my brother thumped me on the back and said, "Oh, come along." We can't go on all night. I was in the wrong, so he was in the right. So got my point? Who is the poet of this poem? Eleanor Farsian. Okay, she was a very famous, poetess you can say. So now this poem, I quarreled with my brother, I don't know what about. One thing led to another, and somehow we fell out. The start of it was slight, the end of it was strong. He said he was right, I knew he was wrong. So, this first stanza I'm going to discuss. So, before doing that one, my dear children, I gave one word डिजिटल कॉलेज मेकिंग मैंने आप लोगों को दिया है डिजिटल कॉलेज मेकिंग तो आप लोग प्लीज मतलब सैटरडे तक वो सबमिट कर देना ओके दोज हु आर वाचिंग दिस वन प्लीज सबमिट इट बिफोर सैटरडे ओके सो फर्स्ट सेकंड थर्ड विल बी अनाउंस्ड गॉट इट so now let me do this one children you can make podcast of the same poem also so I quarreled our poetess was telling she was quarreling with her brother I don't know what about why they were quarreling. The reason she forgot. Reason was not there. One thing led to another. A very small thing. They started with a very small thing and it leads to another point. Okay, and somehow we fell out. Okay, and somehow that situation goes out of that control. Okay, situation goes out of that order. The start of that quarreling was very slight. Very light issues were there when they had started this quarreling. But the end of it was strong. The end was very, very hectic. Okay. Situation was, very gloomy. Then he said, he was right. I know he was wrong. The brother of that small girl was telling, he was telling, I'm right. But sister was telling, I know he was wrong. He was not right. So matter is that their opinion varies from one to another. So that's why she was telling he was telling he was right and she was telling he was wrong. So situation goes like this. Then they started hating one another. So we hated one another. The afternoon turned black. Then suddenly my brother thumped me on the back and said, oh, come alone. We can't go on all night. I was in the wrong and he was in the right. So now what happened, my dear? We hated one another. So this situation goes very intense and they started hating one another. They are not supporting. Then afternoon it turned black, meaning they stopped talking with one another. There was no discussion, there was no brotherhood, there was no good relationship that time. Maybe they stopped playing within one another, they stopped sharing their matters. Okay, so situation was very dark, very black. Then suddenly my brother thumped me on the back. Then what happened? Suddenly her brother, he patted, he thumped. Okay, meaning he just pushed or you can say patted on her back and said, and that time he said, oh, come alone, come alone. We can't go on all night. देखो हम लोग after quarreling, when he thumped on her back and he said, yes, come on, let's do our friendship again. We can't carry it on for the whole night. Otherwise, our heart will not be light. Okay, it will be heavy-hearted and we can't carry on it. Okay, oh, come alone. I can't go on all night. I was in the wrong. Brother was telling, yes, of course I was wrong. And then what happened? Then he was in the right. That time he was in the right. And then she also understood, yes. Now the situation came under control. So this is the poem. Poem is very, very beautiful, very easy, very simple language is there. So my dear children, now if you have any doubt, you can discuss with me, you can ask me. No doubt. So, yeah, very easy poem. I quarreled with my brother. She was telling she was quarreling. She quarreled with her brother. Reason she was not knowing. Okay. So, what was the reason why they had started this quarreling with one another? That she was not knowing, and somehow we fell out. Okay, meaning that those situation goes out of that order. They started quarreling like anything. And then at the start of it, when they started that quarrel, it was very slight, very light. And when it ends, it was very strong. The situation goes beyond control. He said he was right. Brother was telling, yes, I'm right, and I know he was wrong. Okay, so that means what? They were unable to adjust with one another. Okay, so matter of adjustment was very less. So they were not able to adjust with one another. Okay, so we hated one another. The afternoon turned black. In the afternoon, they stopped talking with one another. There was no brotherhood in that family. So they stopped talking. Okay, and they were complaining against one another. Then what happened by this time? All on a sudden, her brother, he came and thumped on her back. Okay? He came and thumped on her back and said, oh, come on, come alone. We cannot go on all night. Our whole night will be, if we do not talk with one another, then full night will be black. Meaning, situation will be wrong only. So we can't carry over this matter. So better to stop all these things and let's get friends again. Okay, so siblings are like this only. Sometimes they quarrel, sometimes they forget. So that's why it's a very good relationship also. Got my point? So my dear children, I just want to tell you, anybody has got any doubt regarding this saying? Anyone has got any doubt? किसी को कोई डाउट है? No doubt? Fine. So my dear children, if you do not have any doubt, it's okay, very nice, very good. So one thing you just do, you can make a podcast of the same lesson, okay, and give tune of that poem. Okay, after giving that tune, you just record it. Okay, take your mobile and record the same thing, and then you just share it in my Google Classroom. ठीक है आप recording करो and after that recording you can share it. Okay, it will be a very wonderful experience. You will find a very beautiful change in you when you will listen your own voice in that one and give effect also while singing song. So that time you will really find very nice. And now this trend is going on. If you watch podcast training is going on. Means trending, not training. Trending is going on. If you really start doing this podcast, you can make any of the topic. Okay, any topic you can take, any topic of your choice you can take, and you can make podcast every day, at least one podcast. So it's really give you a very beautiful platform. Okay, and I make certain podcast. And if you search it in Spotify, Amazon, everywhere you will find the same thing. That link is given already, so you also try to do the same thing. You give tune of your choice, and then you just do the same. And you can take any topic you can take and read it properly. And you can, in this way, you can develop your pronunciation skills. Sometimes I observe most of the children, they are unable to read text properly. Okay, so which is very very important, reading text. Suppose you take one book, okay, you take your storybook, not only storybook, you can take your English book only, and then start reading properly. If you start reading, you will find wherever you will start, you can check this meaning in the dictionary, you can check pronunciation, and then you can overcome all these things. So it's a very good platform. When you have this Android mobile, you can do the same thing. So better don't you just utilize this one. Okay, so anything else anyone wants to? Okay, so shall I ask some other question to you? How the quarrel start? How did the quarrel start? Just write to me. How did the quarrel start? You can write down. How did the quarrel start? Just write to me. Start writing. Those who have written question answers of Taros, you are very good. And rest of you, please write it down. And now you just write down this answer. How did the quarrel start? Yes. What is the reason of their quarreling? What is the reason of their quarreling? What was the reason? Is there any serious issue? Reason was nothing, actually, not very serious. Very simple issue is it was. Yes. Then how was the afternoon? How was the afternoon? How was the afternoon? How was the afternoon? Afternoon was black. What does the word black means? What does the word black mean? Black mean good. Gaurav Chan, what you have written? Black meaning what here? Black meaning here? Meaning something very serious issues were going on. Yes, very good. And how did the quarrel end? Very interesting here. That interesting point. How did the quarrel end? How did the quarrel end? Yes, when her elder brother came and thumped on her back. Yes. Then what did he say? What did elder brother say? Yes, thumped. 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 Okay, what did he say? What did he say to her? What did he say to her? What did he say to her? Yes, yes, very good, very good. Oh, come alone, we can't go on all night. I was wrong. Means he accepted that his brother accepted his fault, and then the situation got normal. So this is a very nice and interesting poem. So what happens to each and everyone's house? Okay, those who have siblings, they can enjoy this thing. Very nice. So anybody has got any doubt regarding this poem? If you have any doubt, you just ask me your doubt. Okay, if you have any doubt, you just write down. No doubt. Any question? Harshmul Chandani, Palak Varaskar, Sanmay, Rajnandini, Gaurav, Samruddhi. Anyone has got any doubt? Nutan? Those who have doubt, they just write to me. If you have doubt, you just write to me. No doubt. Wow, very good. Okay, very fine. Very fine. So if you do not have any doubts, so my dear children, let me wind up. So my suggestion is that all of you just do one podcast of the same poem and send it in my Google Classroom. Okay, so anyone, and some of the names I send it in your WhatsApp. Okay, those who haven't submitted their paper, okay, submitted anything, it was blank, so that please focus on that and send it in my Google Classroom. Okay, so thank you very much for attending this class. See you tomorrow. I'll discuss rest of the question answers tomorrow. Thank you. Bye bye. See you.